Hi, welcome to Hi Hello English OET Tips. Today, I am going to deal with the writing task of the OET subtest. The writing task is to write a letter referring the patient under your care to some other healthcare professionals depending on the need of the patient. That letter would be an essential means of communication, giving the recipient a brief but all essential information regarding the patient under your care to ensure a smooth transition of care. So, on reading that letter, the recipient should get a complete picture of what is to be required while the patient is brought under his or her care. The task can take different forms like a referral letter, a letter of discharge, or a letter of transfer, and so on. Your writing is scored against 6 criteria. They are purpose, that is how well you introduce the purpose of the letter and explain it later in the course of the letter. Content, that means whether you have included all the necessary information required for the reader. Conciseness and clarity, that is how accurate you are in presenting the relevant information as well as omitting irrelevant information so that the letter would be an effective summary of the information to be provided. Genre and style, that is use of appropriate register, tone and abbreviations. Organization and layout, that is how the letter is organized and laid out. Language, which includes the accuracy of the grammar, vocabulary, spelling and punctuation. Each of the above except purpose is assigned a band score from 0 to 7 and purpose is given a band score of 0 to 3. Let us look at a writing task. This is a case note downloaded from the OET website. The duration of the test is 45 minutes. In that 45 minutes, 5 minutes is allotted for reading the task and you are not allowed to write anything during that time and the rest 40 minutes is for writing. And your task will be given at the end. So while attempting OET writing, the first thing you need to do is to read the last part of the case note where you have the task. The writing task contains information about whom you are writing and why you are writing the letter. You will get the recipient's name, the recipient's designation and address and also a reference to what type of letter you must write like referral, discharge, transfer and so on. You can also infer from the task that whether the recipient knows the patient or whether you are introducing the patient to the recipient for the first time. After reading the task, go back to the start of the case notes. When you read the notes, pay attention to the notes that are relevant to the task. In this case, the task is to write a letter to a nurse who will be responsible for the patient's continued care at a nursing home. Here, we don't have to write anything much about his personal and medical history as the nurse already knows him well. So in this letter, the important information to be communicated would be the things that happen during hospitalization and what is to be done after discharge. All other information given in the case note is irrelevant here. So when you read the letter in the first 5 minutes reading time, first read the task and think that if you are going to receive the patient, what all things you need to know to take care of the patient. Since you are not allowed to use pencil in the reading time, note all those points in mind while reading and once you are allowed to take pencil, mark or underline those points on the question paper and so that your only task while writing is to organize those marked points. The case notes will not be written in perfect sentences and at times they are challenging to understand. You are supposed to interpret the case notes correctly as misinterpretations of the notes will lead to giving incorrect information in your letter. One method to overcome this is to go through as many as case notes possible and practice writing letters and getting it correct. While writing, it is always better to try to follow the word limit and the word limit of the letter is between 180 to 200 words. However, it is okay if there are 5 or 6 words more or less than the limit. Let me give you a general framework or an idea of how letters should be organized. First, you keep in mind that everything you write should start from the left margin. The letter should start with the full name of the recipient and the address followed by date, which will be the date of your OET test. It is better to write the date in expanded form. Then the salutation, here you can write the title, that is Mr. or Miss or Doctor, taken from the task followed by the surname. Next, you need to write the full name of the patient you are referring and his age. You can either write his age like 56 years old or age 56 or the date of birth. Though these are minor things, but in order to make the letter look complete, these are needed. What is most important is how you communicate the matter in the letter. You don't have to write anything from your knowledge. Instead, what you need to do is to obtain information from the case notes or other related documents given in the question. Your first paragraph or the introductory paragraph should clearly mention why you are writing the letter, or in other words, the purpose of the letter in brief. Leave a line after each paragraph. Otherwise, it is difficult to differentiate between the paragraphs. Paragraphs 2 and 3 should contain the medical history, that is the condition of the patient at the time of admission and the treatment given under your care, or if it is a clinic visit or a home visit, these paragraphs should deal with the condition of the patient during the visits. In paragraph 4, you can give the essential social background of the patient. But you should write this paragraph after the introductory paragraph if the social background is critical in the situation given. In paragraph 5, you can give further management plan required for the patient. It can be a discharge plan or a treatment plan or medications to be continued. Your paragraph 6 can be your concluding paragraph. Then you can sign off saying yours sincerely. Please note that Y of yours should be capital Y and there is no apostrophe after R in yours, and the S of the sincerely is small. Then you write the designation of the writer given in the task. Now, a few things you need to be aware of while writing the letter. If the disease condition is composed of 1 or 2 words, then you should write in full using small letters. If it is composed of 3 or more words, then you can write in abbreviation using capital letters. While writing the names of the drugs, write the first letter capital for trade names, and if it is a generic name, use small letter. Also, always start a sentence using capital letter, and it is a small letter to be used after commas. Avoid too long sentences, as a small carelessness while arranging the words can result in giving wrong information. I have heard experts saying that you can't use templates for OET writing. Well, in my opinion, if you are not confident with your writing skills, you can prepare and keep ready-made sentences that can be used as introduction and conclusion. However, it should not be just one introductory paragraph and conclusion paragraph, but you need to be ready with different introductions suitable for referral, transfer, discharge, home visit, clinic visit, and so on. Also, you should have long and short version of introductory and conclusion paragraph. If the case note is short, use the long version, and if the case note is long, use the short version. If you have all this ready with you, then you don't have to waste your time thinking about your introduction and conclusion. Also, try to use passive voice for the treatment given and simple present and simple future for the management to be done by the recipient. Well, I guess I've covered the basic information you need to be aware of while preparing for OET writing. See you soon with another video. Bye-bye. Take care.